Welcome to the It Matters podcast. I'm your host, Walter Perez, and let's dive in as we help you grow your mindset and elevate your leadership. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the It Matters podcast. Thanks for joining me. I got a solo episode for you today that I want to unpack today because I've been thinking about a few things. And so hopefully we can put our thoughts together today. And I want to shoot you some value today. So, do you have a favorite dessert? Do you have a favorite meal? Do you have a favorite thing that you like to eat? And when you discovered it, let's just say a cake. There was a specific cake that you love to eat, and somebody else invited you to try it out and gave you a piece, and you thought it was the most delicious, wonderful thing you've ever had. And so you thought, hey, it would be great if I knew how to make that. It would be great if I knew the ingredients on how to make this delicious cake. Now, let's say that person said, yeah, for sure. No problem. Here, I'm going to give you the list of ingredients. There you go. Go try it. Do it at home. And then you can experience that whenever you want. So let's say you take those ingredients, you take it home, and you thought, okay, I'm going to start making them. I'm going to throw the egg in, the flour. I'm going to throw this and that into that. And then you thought, oh, this seems kind of odd. I'm not going to throw that in there. I don't want to put that in there, or I'm too lazy to go to the store and find that ingredient, or I don't have that at home. So I'm just going to actually kind of follow the ingredients list here, but not really use them all. And then it comes to the point you go bake that cake, you end up taking it out, you take that bite that you were longing for, and then you find out that it doesn't taste the way that other piece tasted when you were at your friend's. What happened? Well, you didn't follow the ingredients. You wanted the exact same cake. You wanted to experience that same delicious cake, but you chose not to follow the ingredients. So now you didn't get that cake you wanted. Do you hear where I'm going with this? I'm giving you this example because the exact same thing happens when we're trying to be successful, when we're trying to, advance in our careers or grow in our business or whatever we're doing in life. We're trying to get these results by trying different methods and different principles or different ingredients, as we're calling it. And so I wanted to bring to your attention that if you want to have a certain type of success, a certain type of growth, you want to win in a certain matter, you're going to have to pay attention to the ingredients that you're putting into your life so you get the same results as that person that you may be looking up to, or that company or that organization or whatever it is, that you're going to get those same similar results, but you're going to have to follow the plan. You're going to have to follow that ingredient list. So then you don't show up and going, wait a minute, this is not what I signed up for. This is not what I wanted. And so I wanted to give you maybe 3 thoughts today, maybe 3 ingredients that you should consider, that you should really apply and put into action so then you can see some results that are similar to those around you, or the desires or vision that you have in your life, that you can see that come to fruition. So I want you to think on this. Do you have a mentor? Now, I've talked on this podcast before about having a coach, and I want to make sure you understand that there's a difference between having a coach and a mentor. A coach is somebody who wants to train you, that wants to push you, that wants to elevate you, that wants to give you these principles and tell you, hey, this is what you got to do, and I'm going to be here to not be your friend, but be your coach and push you farther than you've ever gone. And I'm gonna make sure that you train, that you practice, and that you don't make excuses so you can get results. Mentorship is a little bit different, where mentorship, you seek people that have gone before you, people that have wisdom, people that have experience, people that want to impart their knowledge and wisdom on you so that you can glean off them and learn and do takeaways. And they want to be able to say, hey, this is what I did, and this is what I would encourage or advise you to do. and consider, and they give you mindset, they give you maybe values that they applied, and that's an important thing to consider when you're looking for a mentor. You want somebody to speak into your life that has the same values as you, that has the type and the quality of life that you're seeking. So then when you hear them, you go, well, that is the type of life I want, or the kind of person I want to become. And so I'm going to listen to them. And so you don't just let anybody speak into your life who hasn't done or have the life that you want. So I want to encourage you to think about this one ingredient for your success is finding a mentor. I think we all should have a mentor. It doesn't matter how old you are. We should have people that have gone before us that are willing to speak into our lives, and even most importantly, are willing to speak the truth into our lives. And sometimes tell us things that we don't want to hear. We're not wanting to really wrestle with, but they're gonna guide us. They're gonna encourage us so that we can have a better results than even they had possibly. And so having a mentor is a must, and I want you to really consider that and maybe make an assessment right now is who are the people in your lives that are older, gone before you, are wiser, that you're allowing them to speak into your life. Two would be another ingredient is, are you willing to learn? This is the thing. You could have a mentor in your life. They could be giving you gold. They could be giving you amazing wisdom that will impact and change your life. But if all you're doing it is taking it in and making it knowledgeable and putting it into your brain, but you're never actually wanting to learn, and you're basically wanting to argue every bit that you can and justify why their methods won't work, or why it was different from them for them and different for you, and why that thing they did doesn't make sense to you, so you don't want to do it. I'm not saying don't ask questions. I'm not saying follow blindly, but be willing to be teachable. Be willing to learn. So then the advice and the time commitment that these mentors are putting into are being used wisely. Don't seek a mentor to then jump to the conclusion that you know it all and that you've arrived. The reality is that you haven't arrived, and the reality is that you don't know everything, and that you should be willing to learn, because there's always something out there. There's always a perspective that's going to be able to impact you and make you better. What I want to say too about this mentorship, being willing to learn part, is that sometimes we can seek mentors in multiple areas of our lives. Do not go into it expecting to learn everything from one mentor. One thing that I have learned for sure, and let me tell you this, one person cannot teach you everything, but you can learn many things from many people. And so if you understand that you might have a business mentor, and he understands or she understands how to build companies and build business, they may or may not be the best mentor for relationships. Now, I hope they are, but you might end up wanting to seek somebody else who has an amazing marriage, who has amazing relationships around them, and understands how to parent and understands how to build into people. And they might be able to speak into your life relationally, and they'll be able to mentor you in that. You might have well, we can call it a mentor too for fitness, maybe more of a coach, but somebody that wants to mentor you in lifestyle, of how you live a healthy lifestyle, that eat properly, work out properly, who understands the power of taking rest and time off and knowing how to live your life to the fullest while you're doing your thing. You might be able to find a mentor in that. But I think you get the idea, right? The concept here is allow yourself to have multiple mentors so you can learn different things, and depending on the season of life you're in and what you're trying to attain. And so you want to have a mentor, you want to be able to have a teachable spirit, you want to be able to learn, you want to be able to grow. You haven't arrived, and there's always something that you can be learning and applying moving forward. On that note, the third ingredient would be applying. You want to learn, and you actually want to go apply and actually go do it. You actually want to put it into action, and you want to actually follow certain steps. There's so many people that have gone before you. There's so many people that have had success and have had different game plans and different roadmaps and different blueprints that have made them successful. And so sometimes the key ingredient here, the first and foremost, is just go do something. You don't have to be perfect. You've heard me say that before. We want progress, not perfection. You want to be able to have some consistency, and you want to be able to actually create some great habits. But you don't do that without, no, if you don't start. You got to start. And so I want to encourage you to think about that, because I don't want to make an assumption that because you have a mentor and somebody speaking into your life, that you're automatically actually learning and taking it in, and then the next level actually applying it and doing something with it. So I want to encourage you to think about these three ingredients, because those are the ones that could end up changing your life. You'd be surprised what you can learn from somebody speaking into your life. You can be surprised what you can learn from understanding how to be humble and how to actually surrender and put yourself in a posture of saying, well, I am always growing and I'm always learning. And then putting yourself in a posture of saying, okay, well, if I'm going to get anything done, I'm going to actually have to put some action. I'm actually have to do things. I'm actually going to have to go and make plans to create things and learn along the way, and be willing to fail, be willing to learn from your wins, and be willing to learn from your mistakes. But you got to go do something. And so uh, sometimes we get stuck in going, well, I'm planning. Your plan has to have some action steps behind it, because it's almost like that person, that this whole idea when you go target shooting, you're aiming, you're getting ready and you're aiming. But some of us get stuck in this aim, aim, and we never pull the trigger, because we're waiting for that perfect shot. We're thinking that, well, the wind doesn't feel well, the target seems kind of out of focus, or I'm not too sure if the gun's gonna work, and we just make up excuses. And you guys know that. And so I want to help you eliminate excuses and realize that some of the best learning is done by doing. And so you have to get yourself into that perspective and understand that there's some ingredients out there. Are you going to learn from your own mistakes? Are you going to learn from trying new things? Of course. But why not? Why not go and find people that have had wins and try to learn from them, and not be in that scenario where you have to start from the beginning? I don't think all of us have to start from the bottom. There's actually so much resources and information, so much wisdom out there that we can learn from other people's mistakes. One of the best ways to learn is learn from other people's experience. You don't have to go formulate your own experience, even though along the way you will. You don't have to start from scratch. One of the best things that you can do is evaluate what you're learning, because so many people say, well, I have a lot of experience, but if you don't learn from that experience means nothing. So what you want to do is have evaluated experience. So then you understand, hey, these mentors are not actually working for me in this season. What I'm learning right now is not actually helping me for where I want to go. So I got to go find different people. I got to learn some new different things. And then when I'm acting out and trying and to do things, I got to act on different things. I got to try different things. What I've been doing ain't working. So I got to adjust. And so I want to encourage you to really think on that, because there is and there are ingredients for success. We just actually have to be humble enough to follow some of these and do what other people have done. And it is actually that simple in some cases, that if you just put the action into the things that have worked in the past, they will actually work for you. Just a few things on mine that I have done, that I have learned, that have helped me, is I picked up a reading habit. I found out that people that are winning in life read good books, read personal development books, read leadership books, read business books. So what did I do? I started reading. I found out that people that are winning in life, in business and in their organizations, in life and family and whatever, they listen to audio podcasts. They listen to some great people that are teaching and they're helping you grow in those areas. So I listen to that on a daily basis. I get around great people. I make sure that I plan. I make sure that I reflect. I make sure that I create budgets so then I have good boundaries. I make sure that I'm always learning. I'm asking great questions. I'm always putting in ingredients into my life that I know have worked for other people. So then when I get to the end of this season, this chapter in my life, or at the end of my life, I can look back and I go, the efforts and the focus and the work that I put in were in the right areas. And I got the results that I was hoping for because I did the right thing. And so sometimes it's not just about working hard, it's about actually working hard and doing the right things or doing the wise things. It's an art. It's a combination. It's not just so black and white strict. But I want you to think on that because it all matters. It all matters. And if you need to start somewhere, find a mentor. Make sure you're checking yourself and that you have a humble spirit and you're always willing to learn and never ever arrive and put yourself in a box where you're going to be stuck in your own mind and in your own ways, and then go do something. Don't be frozen in time waiting for the perfect time. Be willing to fail, be willing to learn, be willing to try new things and go surprise yourself on what your potential is out there and what you're going to be able to do. I think you can win. I'm excited for all of you who are listening to this because as we continue to grow as leaders, we're going to be able to add more value. We're going to be able to learn more. We're going to be able to access our dreams and our visions and be able to do amazing things in the world. And our impact will be just phenomenal. And we're never going to be able to really see the extent of our impact because it's going to ripple beyond us. And so I hope you've been encouraged. I want you to continue to dream big, grow always, and lead well. Bye for now.